In today's session, we are going to discuss about business rules topic. Business rules run once record created, updated, deleted, queried. Okay. Once a record deleted, created, updated, queried. So far, we understand designing the form, UI policies, data policies, dictionary overrides, client scripts, UI pages, UI macros, APIs we discussed. Once submitted the form, after submitting the form, getting my point? After submitting means it can be created. After submitting means it can be updated. After submitting means it can be deleted. It can be queried. You can also call them as CRUD operations. These are CRUD: create, update, read, delete. Query means reading. You open the form. When you open the form, when you click on submit, it will create the record. New form, create. If you open already created record, that you will update that record. See, we'll open the finance case form here. Okay. This is finance case form. So here submitting means creating the record. If you open already the existing record, okay, you will update the record now. You are updating the record now. You are not creating the record. Already created records, you will update it. Already created records, you can delete it. But new record, you can create it. Okay. Getting my point? So business rules runs once record created, updated, deleted, queried. Okay. I'll open one whiteboard so that I can explain you better. Guys, consider this is form. This is finance case form. In the finance case form, okay, you will fill color value, category, subcategory, short description, configuration item, state, impact, urgency, all the field values. These are the field values. You fill the field values and you will click on submit. After submitting, it can be create, it can be update, it can be query, it can be delete. Right? This is finance case form. This finance case form I am actually showing here. You fill the field values. You click on submit. So submit can be create, submit can be update, submit can be delete, submit can be these three operations. Okay. Well, you are filling the color value as able tutor, category as software, subcategory as Linux, short description as test record, description as test 5678, state as new. You are filling these field values, right? You are filling these field values, right? After filling these field values, these values that you are entering, right? Those values will be stored into the database. This is database. Getting my point? You will fill the field values. You will submit the form. After submitting whatever the values that you filled here, those values will be stored into the database. So this is already created record, right? So what is this record number? Record number. State is new, right? So once I change this value to in progress and save this one, the value will be updated into the database. Now it will change it to in progress. So that means whatever the values that you are entering here, those are actually getting stored in the database. Okay. So you fill the field values and you'll submit the form. After submitting the form, the value should be stored into the database. The values should be stored into the database. Okay. Well, after form submission, before the values get stored into the database, before business rules will run. So there are actually 4 types of business rules, guys. Before, after, facing, and display. Then what are these? These are called operations. Create operation, update operation, delete operation, and query operation. These are called operations. These are actually types of business rules. Okay. Once the form is submitted, it can be insert, update, or query or delete operation. The values will be stored into the database. Before the values are stored into the database, before business rules will run. Okay. Between form and database, this before business rules will run. Got it right? Got it right? Between form and database, there will be before business rules that will be running. Once values are stored successfully in the database, once values are successfully stored into the database, after business rules will run. Once values are stored into the database, async business tool will run. So guys, here database is actually the key point here. Ignore about the form. You fill the field values. That values should be stored into the database. Before the values get stored into the database, before business tools will run. Between form and database, there is before business tool that will run. Okay. Once the values are successfully stored into the database, after business tool and async business tool will run. After business tool and async business tool will run. Okay. After business tool and async business tool will run. And this display business tool will run every time when the form gets loaded. Every time when you refresh the form, the display business tool will run. Okay. Every time when the form is loaded, the display business tool will run. So, Uday, you told me onload client script will run every time when the form is loaded, right? Onload is a client side script. Business tool is a server side script. Business rule is a server side script. Hmm? You are clear, right? Onload is a client side script. Business rule is a server side script. So before business rule will run, before business rule will run, once the data gets stored into the data, before business rules will run, before the data gets stored into the database. Between form and database, before business rule will run. Once the values are successfully stored into the database, the after business rule will run. After business rule will run only once the values are successfully stored into the database. Okay. Async business rule also run only when values are successfully stored into the database. And display business rule will run every time when the form gets loaded. Okay. Before we go ahead and discuss about the business rules, we'll have to understand about script execution order. Script execution order. In ServiceNow, scripts will be executed in an order. Getting my point? Script execution order, guys. Maybe in the interviews, this question might be asked. Got it right. First, query business rules will run. First, query business rules will run, guys. Okay. Then display business rules will run. Okay. Just a moment, guys. Display business rules will run. After running the display business rules, unload client scripts will run. Okay. Then unload UI policies will run. Then on change client scripts will run. Unload client script will run. Sorry. On change client script will run. On change UI policy will run. I told you. Client scripts will run first, UI policies will run after the client scripts. UI policies run after the client scripts. Okay. Then on submit client scripts will run. Then client side UI actions will run. Okay. Then server side UI actions will run. Server side UI actions will run. Okay. Then before business rules will run. Then before business rules will run. So in the before business rules, with the order less than 1,000 will run first. Then assignment rules. I told you assignment rules. Assignment rules work only when you submit the form. Then data policies will run. Then data policies will run. After data policies, before business rules, with a less than 1,000, right? Before business rules with a greater than 1,000 will run. Then after business rules will run. Less than 1,000 will run. Then email notifications will run. Email scripts will run. Workflows will run. Flow designers will run. After business rule, the greater than 1,000 will run in the end. This is the script execution order, guys. In every script, there will be a field called order field. Order field. In the query business rules, let us say there are 3 business rules. Okay. Out of these 3 business rules, order with a less number will be running first. In the display business rule also, there will be an order field. In every script, you will be able to see order field. Let us say if there are actually 3 display business rules. Out of these 3 display business rules, which one should run first means based on the order field. Order with a less display number, display business rule number will be executed first. Order with a less than 200, when less number will be executed first. So likewise, in every script, there will be an order field, guys. If you go to the business rule, right click, configure, go to business rules. In the business rules, you will be able to see order field here. If you go to the client script, you will be able to see order field. If you go to the UI policy, there will be again order field. Likewise, in every script, there will be an order field. Order with less number will be executed first. Clear, right? Scripts will be always executed in a proper format. Scripts will not be executed randomly. Okay. First of all, whenever you open the form, let us take from this one. I have opened one finance case. First query business rule will run first. Then display business rule will run. Then onload client script will run. Then onload UI policy will run. Then on change client script will run. Then on change UI policy will run. Then on submit client script will run, and UI action with the client side script will run, and UI action with server side script will run. Then business rules, before business rules with less than 1,000, assignment rules, data policies, before business rules with greater than 1,000, after business rules with less than 1,000. Likewise, scripts are executed in an order. Again, in every script, there will be order field. Let us say here in the query business rules, there are 3 mains. First, which business rule should run means you can define it based on the order. Okay. Got it, right? Okay. Fine. We understand the script execution order. Let us ignore about this one. We have before business rule, after business rule, async business rule, display business rule. When exactly they will run and all, I told you. So once you submitted the form, before the values get stored into the database, before business rules will run. Before business rule comes between form and the database. Once values are stored successfully in database, after database, after business rule and async business rules will run. Then display business rule will run. Okay. So first of all, we will discuss about before business rules, guys, in today's session. Fine. Before business rules. Okay. Why do we need before business rules? You can directly, once you submit the form, without before business rule, you can directly store the values in the database, right? Without before business rules, you can directly submit the values in the database, right? Why do we need before business rules here? Hmm? Answer me, guys. Shaker. Hmm. Nilima, you're right. Guys, data will come into ServiceNow tables from different sources, I told you. Isn't it? The UI policy, the client script, the UI actions work only on the form. UI policies, client scripts, UI actions work only on the form. The logic should work from all other sources. Means we have to use before business rules. If the logic that we are writing, right? So we are writing in the onload client script. So in the unchange client script, what we are doing, whenever you select the caller here, caller email, caller location, caller department is getting automatically populated. Right? That logic will work only from the form if you write client script. If you write before business rule, that logic will work from all other sources. Got my point? If you remember, if the attachment is not there, we have to stop the form submission. We discussed this requirement. That logic will work only from the form. If the attachment is not there, it has to stop the record creation from all other sources. Hmm? Before business rules will work from all other sources like data policies. But remember, using data policies, you can't populate the field values. Using data policies, you can't check if the attachment is there or not. Got it right. In the data policies, do you have a option to write the script? Do you have an option to write the script? Hmm? No, right? Just a moment, guys. What did I mention? You are able to understand or not? If you write UI policy, if you write a client script, if you write UI action, that will work only from the form. The data will not only come from the form, data will come from other sources as well. When the data is coming from other sources, the logic should work from other sources as well, right? The logic should work from other sources as well, right? I will show you one example so that you will be able to understand better. Before business rules are like data policies. In the data policies, you don't have option to write the script, but in the before business rule, you have an option to write the script. Data policies will work from all other sources, whereas before business rules work from all other sources. Okay, clear, right? I have deactivated all the client scripts, right? Hmm. I activated this client script, guys. Okay, what exactly it does? Whenever you select the caller, the caller email, caller location department will be populated. The caller email, caller location, caller department is populated. And you will submit the form, and these values will be stored into the database. So what is the number? Take this number. Whenever you select the caller, caller location, caller department, location department, all three are populated and updated into the database. That means the client scripts that you wrote is working perfectly fine from the form. I am going to create the finance case record using script, guys. So I am filling the caller value. Okay. Caller value same as Mountjoy. Okay. You are filling the caller value. If you fill the caller value, caller email, caller location, caller department should be populated even from the script as well, right? Very good. You are updated. You are up to date, guys. We created the record. You go to the finance case list. So this is the record that we created, guys. Email is not populated. Location is not populated. Department is not populated. That means on-change client script is working only from the form. It is not working from other sources. The logic that we are writing should work from all other sources means the logic that we are writing should work from all other sources means we have to use before business rule. I told you UI policy will work only from the form, whereas data policy will work from all other sources. That is only to make field mandatory read only. But if you have to write the script, you can't write script in the data policies, right? There is no option to write the script in the data policies. That is where you will use before business rules. Before business rules will work from all the sources. The logic that you write, the script that you write will work from all other sources. Now what I am doing is I am going to deactivate this client script, guys. Instead of this one, I am going to create a before business rule. I am creating a before business rule, guys. Right click, configure, go to business rules. I am creating a new business rule here. So we are creating business rule on the finance case table. Likewise, for every table, you will have to create a separate business rule. We are writing business rule on the finance case table. Populate caller details, all sources. Hit the advanced checkbox here. I told you 4 types of business rules: before, after, async, and display. Before business rules will run once a form is submitted, before the values get stored into the database, before business rules will run. I told you. Before insert is an operation. Or update, it will act like or condition. If you want to write any condition, you can write any condition. If you want to run this business rule only for the people who have certain role, you can keep role condition here. Okay. Then either you can use actions tab. If you are not using scripting, if you don't have to use script for your requirement, you can use actions tab. If you have to write for your requirement, you have to go to advanced tab. So here in the script tab, you can write the script, guys. The script, you have 2 objects. One is actually current object, another one is previous object. Okay. Current object I told you already. Current object is server side, guys. Remember, current object is server side. So current object will hold the form field values. Okay. Previous object will hold form previous values. Lisa is the current value, right? Now I am changing it to Uday Gadiparthi. So previous dot u underscore caller means it will give you Alisa name. Current dot u underscore caller means it will give Uday Gadiparthi name. If I change it to high here, so current dot u underscore impact means it will give high. Previous dot u underscore impact means it will give low. Previous dot u underscore impact means it will give low. Okay. Got it, right? Previous object will hold previous values. Current object will hold current values. I am changing it to database. Okay. Current dot u underscore category means it will give database. Previous dot u underscore category means it will give software. In the business rule, you have two objects, guys. One is current object, another one is previous object. Current object will hold current form field values. Previous object will hold previous field values of the form. Okay. Getting my point? So here I am using current dot set value. So caller email, caller location, caller department I have to populate, right? U underscore email is the caller email field. Department. Okay. Caller email, caller location, caller department. So in the email field, I have to populate caller email. In the location field, I have to populate caller location. In the department field, I have to populate caller department. Guys, caller is a reference field or not? Reference fields can be dot walked. There is a concept called dot walking concept. Dot walking concept. You can always dot walk the reference field. Caller is a reference field, right? I am opening this one. So caller. In the caller, in the caller again, department is a reference field, right? Again, you can dot walk the reference field. In the department, again, department head is a reference field, right? Again, you can dot walk this one. So I want callers department head. I want callers head department head department. Callers department head department I want. Callers department head department I want. So in that case, you have to use dot walking concept, guys. Current dot u underscore caller. Caller is a reference field, right? Dot department. Dot department head. Dot department. Callers department head department I'm taking. That means caller field name is u underscore caller. Department field name is department. Department head field name is DEPT underscore head. DEPT underscore head. And department field name again is department. So I am using dot walking concept here, guys. Using dot walking, I can get the caller email. You can dot walk only reference field. U underscore caller dot email. Getting it right? Hmm. Before insert or update, no condition is specified. So caller value will be, caller email will be populated in the email field, caller location will be populated in the location field, caller department will be populated in the department field. Save this one. Okay. I am going to open the new finance case form now. Okay. I'm selecting a caller here. It's a mode job. So caller email location department is not populated because no client script is activated. Okay. So once you submit the form, it is actually insert operation. It is insert operation. Okay. So after submitting the form, this business rule will run. It will populate email location department field values. It will update the values in the database. You can see here. Email location department values are updated using before business rule. Same thing I am going to do it using scripting guys. I am not providing email location department values here. Once the script is executed, before business rules will run. Okay, you go here. You can see here, this one is actually created manually. This one is created using script guys. You can see caller email, caller location department is populated from the script. Caller email, caller location, caller department is populated from the form as well. We'll try the same using API Explorer. Just a moment, guys. So in the finance case table, I am creating a record. We'll select create record here. Color value I am passing here as Uday Gadiparthi system elegance. Okay, what is the number? See, caller email, caller location, caller department is populated. The before business rule that we created is working from all other sources or not. Whereas client script is working only from the form. Got it right? UI policies will work only from the form, whereas data policy will work from all other sources, is what we discussed, but only for to make fields mandatory read only. But we can't write script in the data policy. We can write the script in the before business rule. Before business rule will work from all the sources. Whether data is coming from any source, first before business rule will run, only then it will allow the data to store in the database. Getting my point? So we created one on submit line script. It should only allow you only when you have attachment. Only when the attachment is there, it should allow you to create the record. The attachment is not there, it will not allow you to create the record. So if you write on submit line script, that will only work from the form. That will not work from other sources. If the logic should work from other sources, you have to create a before business. I'm going to create one more before business tool. Right click, configure business rules. Guys, before business rule is a server side script. You can't use client side APIs here like glide user, glide form, glide Ajax, glide dialog window, glide model form, glide list. And use all those APIs here. You can only use server side APIs here. Before insert, okay. I am writing a glide record on the attachment table. Attachment table, you know, right? All the attachments will be stored in the attachment table. Table sysID, current system ID, current record system ID. Current record table name. If no attachment found, okay, we have to stop the record creation at the before business rule level. So before business rule will not allow record to be created in the database. So like you use return false in the on submit line script, here you have to use a line to stop the data processing into database. That is actually current dot set about action true. So before aborting, we will show an error message. G underscore form, sorry, not G underscore form. G underscore form will not work here. GS glide system. Add error message. GS dot add error message. Okay. Now I am trying to create a record, guys. Now I am trying to create a record. So what is it telling? Operation against file was aborted by business rule, attachment mandatory. So as you have not attached the attachment here, it is not allowing you to create the record. What is the error message that we are receiving here? Attachment is mandatory. Similarly, you will open a new form here. Without attachment, if you try to submit this one, if you try to submit this one, what is it telling? Attachment is mandatory, invalid insert. It did not allow you to create the record. System ID is still -1. That means the logic we write is working from all other sources or not. Here in the business rule, if you see, we wrote glide record API here. Glide record is a server-side API. That is why we are able to write glide record here. So using glide record, what I have done, I have queried the sys attachment table. So with this particular record, If there is any attachment added or not, I'm checking here. If no attachment, if no attachment found, show this error message and stop the data processing into database. Okay. If you see Bahubali movie, Prabhas will actually rotate his knife like anything. From all the ways, the arrows will come. From all the ways, the arrows will come. He will use his knife and then he will destroy it. Likewise, data policy will work from all the sources. You are clear? I'm unmuting everyone, guys. You can ask your questions if you guys have any questions. So, Samar Simha Reddy, there is one guy called Samar Simha Reddy has got offer from the Cognizant. So I helped him during the interview. He was actually giving by his own, but I was actually there as a backup. When small scripts and all, if there is anything he is going wrong, then I am correcting from the back end. He is actually doing his best. And he was able to crack the interview at Cognizant. Okay. And there is one more guy called Shiva. He cracked us the first round of interview yesterday at 3 p.m. He was able to crack it. So likewise, guys, if you are really doing good, if you are practicing every day, I'll be there with you. You will get the job, okay? So even if you need any assistance, please take support from me. Don't worry.
హలో సార్.
Yeah, Abhi.
సార్ ఇది మెటీరియల్ అడ్మిన్ అడగమంటారు కానీ సార్ మేడం కొంచెం రెస్పాండ్ కావడం లేదు సార్. ఎంత ఓన్లీ
ఏ టైంలో రెస్పాండ్ అయ్యారు? ఏ టైంలో కాంటాక్ట్ అయ్యారు?
అంటే ఆమె పెట్టినప్పుడు రిప్లై ఒక 10 minutes తర్వాతనే అడిగాం సార్.
నేను ఒకసారి మాట్లాడతాను.
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.